Hey friends, hey family, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal Blue. I do Christian content and I also do what's called the Word of the Day. I also have videos and shorts of me and my family having fun together. I also have inspirational shorts and quotes, and I also have running fitness shorts. So if you like that laundry list of things that you heard, don't forget to like, subscribe, but most of all, share. For those of you returning, happy Tuesday. I hope everyone's having a blessed Tuesday. I know mine has been great so far, so no complaints here. So, as I was going over my devotions and just reading my Bible, as I pretty much do on a daily basis, if it's not my physical Bible, it's my Bible app. I was actually reading through this last week, really, last Saturday or Sunday, and I was in the book of Proverbs. And if you read through Proverbs, you'll notice as you get deeper into it, there are sayings. And I started looking at the sayings, and it's actually like Proverbs 24 saying 20, verses 1 through 2. And I read it, and when I read it, it immediately caught my eye and it made me think about some things. Let's read it. It is Proverbs 24 saying 20, and it's verses 1 through 2. It says, "Do not envy the wicked, do not desire their company, for their hearts plot violence and their lips talk about making trouble." I think a lot of people do envy people that are well off, but they didn't go about it in the correct way. Like there are people that are very successful, run successful businesses, have a lot of money, are doing well, but they didn't come by it honestly. They didn't do it the correct way. And they may be living high off the hog right now, but eventually they're going to tumble and they're going to fall. And I feel as just maybe a regular person who sees that person, you're like, man, they got all that and they didn't even do it right. They cheated, they lied, they stole, whatever the case may be. And we envy them, but we shouldn't because they didn't come about it the right way. And they're going to end up falling eventually. Everything is going to come crashing down. And that's what this verse made me think of. I used to be like jealous and envious of people that had certain things. But then I thought about it. I'm like, well, they didn't even get it honestly. They didn't come by it honestly. So, you know, they may have it now, but guess what? If they didn't come by it honestly, it's going to crumble at some point in time. And it does. It just happens. So when I read this verse, it just made me think, don't be jealous of these people and don't even want to be around them because they're not honest. They didn't do things the right way. They didn't come by their gain honestly. They didn't work for it. And their hearts plot violence and their lips talk about making trouble. So you want to avoid people like this. And I know it's so hard to kind of tell who's good and who's not because people love to put on a front and act like they're so nice, they're so sweet. And then as soon as you turn, they stab you in the back. Trust me, it's happened to me before several times. So you have to learn how to discern. Ask God for discernment. Ask Him to pretty much tell you, like, God, is this person someone I need to be around? And trust me, you'll know. You'll get that feeling, that stirring your spirit, like, ooh, this might not be the person to hang out with. And even if you ask God to give it to you in a vision, a dream, or whatever the case may be, that this person is not good, He'll let you know. And then you slowly extract yourself from their presence. But don't envy them because everything that they've done and everything they've had, they didn't come by it honestly, and it's all going to come crashing down anyway. And that's not to wish ill on anybody, but if you don't do it right, it's not going to end right. It just won't. We have to do things honestly. We have to work for what we have. There's no shortcuts, no cheating, but people think they can take shortcuts and cheat their way out of things and end up with stuff. And yeah, you may be able to do that for a short time, but guess what? It's all going to come crashing down. I know we've all seen it in our lives. I know I've seen it too. Back when I was in college, many, many moons ago, the chancellor's wife was embezzling money. And I'm like, wow, really? You're embezzling money, you're the chancellor's wife. Guess what? She only did it for so many years, and guess what? She got caught. She got caught. It's like you do know that you can't keep embezzling funds from the university. You're going to get caught, right? And she did. She went down. So there may have been people that might have been envying her lifestyle, thinking, oh man, she's got these nice, clothes and shoes and purses and all these things. She didn't come by it honestly because she was stealing from the school. So Don't be jealous or envious of people that have certain things because they probably didn't come by it honestly anyway, not unless you know this person and you know who they are and you know that they've got a good spirit and a good heart. But a lot of times you can kind of tell and discern just by your own just intuition, if you will, that something's not right about this person, or they're off, or they're just nasty. They're not a very nice person. I'll share another experience from college because I had all my most interesting experiences in college. My first job on campus, they called it work study. And I did a work study at a certain area on campus. Everybody told me not to take the job. They said, Crystal, don't take that job. Don't take that job. That person that is the head over there, they are not nice. And I was like, man, y'all, 3 people told me this. Even my own roommate said, and I was like a sophomore and my roommate was a senior. And she said, Crystal, don't go work for that person. They are not good. And I'm like, let me give the person a chance. I gave them a chance. Come to find out, the person was exactly like how everybody was saying they were. They were mean and they were nasty and just vindictive. And I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong because I was just trying to do my job. And the person ended up firing me. And I'm like, okay, what did I do? And then later on down the road, the person that worked underneath this person was kind of like the person's assistant. Years later, came back and apologized to me. And I'm like, well, what are you apologizing for? And he said that she was really evil. She was not nice. And she had me, basically spying on you and checking on everything you did. And basically, I'm the reason why you got fired. And I apologize. I had since forgotten about this incident because I'm getting ready to graduate at this point. So this has been years later, right? And this guy, it bothered his conscience so much that 2 years later, he remembered it and came back to me and apologized. And that woman ended up getting fired from the university. But everybody was telling me not to work for her. But some people were saying, oh, she's so awesome. She wears the baddest suits. She has the nicest hair and the nicest clothes. And I'm like, yeah, but she's not that nice. Again, came crashing down. She ended up getting fired from the university. Her assistant, apparently, his conscience felt guilty for him to come back 2 years later and apologize to me. And I'm like, don't even worry about it. It's been years later. I already got another job. I'm good. So don't envy these wicked people because their hearts aren't in a good place. They may look good and shiny and look like they got it going on, but trust me, it will all come crashing down. Now, I know I got a little deep into that, but it's because it's a personal experience. And I know we've all had them and we can all share. So, down in the comments, I want you guys to tell me about a personal experience that you may have had with a person that you kind of envied or thought that they had a lot of good stuff and that it came crashing down because they didn't come by it honestly. I want to hear your thoughts. Again, this was Proverbs 24, saying 20 verses 1 through 2. Again, like I say, don't take my word for it. Read it for yourself. I love you guys. I hope this blessed you. And Lord willing, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.